So, you like playing board games?
Exacting.
Welcome to the YouTube channel Exacting Games. Today we talk about tactics and strategies of the game Havannah. To remind you, Havannah is a connection game, and the object of the game is to connect your own stones in a way so that they form one of three figures: a bridge, a fork, or a ring. So maybe you think the player who needs less moves to form one of these figures has an advantage, but that is not always the case. Let me explain with an example. Red and black connect their corners directly. It seems that red has an advantage because red had the first move. So red is going to be the first player who finishes a bridge. Black has to interrupt red's connection sooner or later. If red still tries to connect directly with the corner, black can continue interrupting red. How this game ends up is not certain. But what is certain is that it's difficult for red with this way of stone placing to reach the corner. An alternative way to place your stones is called kite and holds more possibilities. Here is the kite. If you look at the black stones, you see the direct connection. By using the kite connection, red needs more stones than black to reach the goal. But red's way to connect the stones has the advantage to be safe. That means that black is not able to interrupt the connection of red. If black places a stone into the kite, red can connect the stones anyway. This way, black loses speed and helps red to connect its stones. The focus point of Havannah's strategy is the dilemma between speed, that's the initiative, and safety, because the direct connection is not always the best connection. A connection based on kites is called frame. And because there are three structures to win the game, there are also three types of frames. The first frame is called fork frame. A fork is a connection between three sides. For a fork frame, you only need 4 to 5 stones, because the first side is almost connected to the frame. If black tries to interrupt the connection, red has a second chance to connect. We have a similar situation on the right side. If black tries to interrupt the connection, red can form another kite. Black can't stop the connection to the right side. We have the same situation on the left side. This was the explanation of the fork frame. The next frame we are going to talk about is called bridge frame. Concerning the bridge frame, you should think about when you put a stone into a corner. In this example, red starts with a stone in the upper right corner. Then red goes on and places the middle part of the frame, at least the upper left corner. You don't have to place your stones in that order, but you have to use at least 6 stones. Once the bridge frame is completed, black can't interrupt the connection. Black should have intervened earlier. There are different ways a ring frame can be shaped. At least you need 7 stones for a ring frame. If black tries to separate the connection and places a stone in a kite, then red has a second chance to build up the connection. Now we talk about a good shape. A good shape means that you build up your position in a way like red did it in this example, that you can gain speed with it and create multiple threats. For example, red can threaten here with a ring. Black has to prevent the ring. Red places a stone at this point and threatens with a ring in 2 moves. Because the ring is secured through a kite, black has to place a stone in the only open spot of the ring. With the next move, red threatens again with a ring in 2 moves. Black blocks the ring. The last move of red has made red capable of threatening with a ring in this move. Black blocks the ring. Red can now form another ring threat. Black has to prevent the ring. Red places a stone in the upper left corner, and through a kite connection, a bridge threat is formed. Black has to prevent the bridge. And now red has created the following situation. With the next move, red is the winner of the game. Why? Because a ring is formed with safe kite connections. If black tries to interrupt the connection of red, red simply fills up the kite and completes a ring. I hope through the example I made clear that a good shape can lead to a win. The next thing I want to discuss is the term dead group. In this example, the stones of red. The group is dead because it simply can't make a connection to another side or a corner. Black can block the attempts of red to make a connection, and red can't form any threats. The next tactic we are going to talk about is called magnet. If you have 2 stones next to each other and you place a 3rd stone in this position, you have a magnet that pulls your own stones in that direction. For example, if black tries to interrupt the connection between the magnet and the 2 stones, red can try again to make a connection to the magnet. If black blocks the connection, red can try again to make a connection with the magnet. Finally, black can interrupt the connection and the magnet loses its power. But on the other hand, red was able to form relatively quickly a connection and can now build up a bridge or a fork frame. The next tactic is called cup. A cup is in the example formed with the red stones. If black tries to get through the cup, red simply closes the cup. Black can try to get through and reach the upper side, but it won't work because of further blockades of red. If black tries nevertheless to get through, red can block the attempts, and at the same time red forms a connection for a bridge or a fork. The next tactic is similar to the tactic before. Red has formed a cup and black tries to get through, but this time the position is nearer to the edge of the board, and that's why black can build a trap. As before, red closes the cup. Black tries to connect with the upper side. Also here, red can block the attempts and build up a bridge. But in this situation, black can form a ring threat. Red has to prevent the ring. Black uses this speed advantage to form a frame to the upper side. Black has now a safe connection to the upper side. The next tactic is called mill and is a possibility to break up an opponent's kite connection. It is this kite connection that black wants to break up. In the first scenario, black places a stone into the kite. Red fills up the kite so that black can't make a connection to the corner. But let's take a look what happens next. Black places another stone in the second kite of red. If red fills up the kite again with the idea to block black from getting to the upper side and filling up the own frame, like shown here, then black is the winner of the game. Then with the next move, a safe ring connection is completed. It would have been better for red to give up the kite connection and let black pass to prevent the mill of black. I would describe the next tactic called anchor as a defense tactic. It's red player's turn, and with an anchor, red tries to cut off the connection of black to the sides or the corners. Therefore, red places a stone right here. The anchor pulls the opponent's stones down and prevents the opponent from spreading. If black tries the way on the left, red can simply block this attempt for a connection with a kite. If black tries again to make a connection to the left side, red can also block it with a kite connection. The black group is dead. We have a similar situation on the right side. Again, red can block the attempt of black. Now it looks like black could break through, but red places simply another anchor. Black is now able to break through, but caution is needed. Then with the next move, red is able to place a mill. It starts with a ring thread, black has to block the ring, and then red can split up the connection of black. If black tries instead to prevent the mill of red, then red can place a blockade on the right side and kill the group. The next tactic is called split and is another possibility to break up a kite connection. Red starts here with attacking black's connection. Black tries to keep the connection to the corner and places a stone here. Now red is able to place a stone in the kite of black. Now black has two possibilities. The first possibility would be to fill up the kite and save the connection on the left side, but in this case black would lose the connection on the right side. After red has placed a stone, black can't make a connection to the upper side anymore. The other variant for black would be to place a stone on the right side and lose the connection on the left side. The next tactic is called running game. In this example, red and black have both a safe connection to the bottom right side. The next step would be to connect with the upper side. Red places a stone here to cut off black from the upper side. Would red place a stone with the next move right here, the player would have a safe connection to two sides. Black has to prevent this. Now the process repeats and the running game starts. Red tries to break through, but black blocks. And again, red tries to break through and black blocks again. In this running game, red has the advantage because red needs less moves to finish a fork. Black has to react and places a cup. Red can now try to break through the cup. Another tactic are double threads. With one move, two threads are formed, like in this example. If red places a stone right here, two threads are formed. A small ring thread right here and a bigger ring thread. If black tries to prevent the little ring, red can complete the big one. This tactic works also the other way around. If black prevents the big ring, red completes the little one. Of course, you can combine ring, fork and bridge threads. In this example, I combined a bridge thread with a ring thread. Now we talk about strategies. Strategy has something to do with long-term planning, and Havannah knows 3 types of strategies. The first one is called spider strategy. You occupy the center and spread your stones like the legs of a spider to the sides. You can use the position in the middle to form ring threads. You can gain speed and the opponent has to defend. The disadvantage is that it takes longer to build up threads. The second strategy is called snake strategy. You start near to a side and wriggle along it. The advantage is you can quickly form threads. The disadvantage is groups can be easier interrupted or killed. The third strategy is called middle strategy, and it combines the 2 former strategies. The opening is played along the 4th and 5th line.
Exacting.